Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massively high-stakes collision between two of the most disruptive forces in tech right now: artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency security. Specifically, we're looking at a recent report focused on Anthropic's new AI model, and let me tell you, the findings have completely set off alarm bells across the industry. We're going to explore exactly how this new breed of AI is literally rewriting the rules of cybersecurity, and most importantly, how crypto platforms can actually protect retail user funds from these incredibly advanced attacks. All right, let's dive right in.
Listen to this. We are way past the point of chatbots just writing funny poems. AI is becoming an entirely new class of thinker. It's doing things humans have never done. We're talking about an entity that can look at legacy software, code that top-tier, brilliant human engineers have scrutinized for decades without finding a single issue, and it just spots a critical exploit. It's a terrifyingly capable software hacker that just doesn't sleep, and it's actively creating a whole new class of cyber attacks. Here's our roadmap for today. We're covering 1. The new AI threat. 2. Blockchains versus retail apps. 3. How AI bypasses security. 4. Defending with AI tools. And 5. Strategic risks for execs. Let's get to it. Section 1. The new AI threat. Let's look at exactly what just set off those alarm bells.
Okay, so the absolute most terrifying keyword here is autonomously. We're talking specifically about Anthropic's Mythos model. This isn't just a basic tool that highlights a line of code and patiently waits for a human to come fix it. No, Mythos acts as an autonomous software engineer. According to the reporting, it's so much more capable at software engineering and cybersecurity than anything we've seen before. Because it operates on its own, it is vastly superior at working around established restrictions. It actually identified thousands of high-end critical severity vulnerabilities in basic security software. But here's the real kicker. In some cases, it can actually turn those vulnerabilities into fully working exploits entirely by itself.
So it spots the flaws that humans and our existing tools completely miss, and it builds the exploits. But crucially, it radically shortens weaponization speed. The documentation suggests speed is actually the primary issue we're facing. In the past, when a bug was discovered, defenders usually had this little window of time to patch it up before attackers figured out how to weaponize it. Well, AI fundamentally compresses that timeline. Once a vulnerability is disclosed today, defenders have significantly less time to react before an AI figures out exactly how to attack it. Moving on to Section 2, blockchains versus retail apps. Where is the actual risk here? Understanding this comparison is absolutely vital. When we talk about AI threats in crypto, the massive risk isn't really in the blockchains themselves, but way more in the complex retail applications we all use. Think about it. A core decentralized protocol relies on shared cryptography rules enforced by a massive global network of nodes. It's incredibly difficult for an AI to modify those rules without the entire network agreeing to it. On the flip side, think about those sleek retail interfaces we use every day: web browsers, mobile apps, closed-source centralized software stacks. As the whole crypto ecosystem has grown, these apps have become incredibly complex to give you easy access to your funds, and therein lies the huge vulnerability. Consider the year 2009. That's when Bitcoin first hit the scene. The reporting notes that if the whole premise of an AI like Mythos is poring over code to look for flaws, something like Bitcoin is actually a pretty terrible target. Why? Because its code is relatively simple and really hasn't changed much since 2009. Its security relies on decentralized economic consensus, not just hackable corporate software. The cryptography itself isn't going to be suddenly cracked by an AI language model. So, bringing that all together, the hard truth is this: the vulnerability isn't the impenetrable blockchain vault itself, it's the front doors built by centralized companies. The real threats from AI in the crypto space are aimed squarely at these companies, trying to secure your assets. If you're running internal security programs and utilizing traditional web and mobile stacks to connect with consumers, you suddenly have this massive, fixed target that AI agents can go right after. Section 3. How AI bypasses security. Let's look at the actual mechanics of how a breach happens. Anthropic reported a progression here that is, frankly, pretty terrifying. Step 1. Mythos completely bypasses standard account logins. We're talking about gaining access without needing a password and even bypassing two-factor authentication codes. Step 2. Once it's inside, it finds ways to elevate itself, granting unauthorized users full administrator privileges. Step 3. Bad actors can then launch denial of service attacks to remotely delete data or just totally crash web-based services. This is exactly how relying on a centralized software stack creates a massive new attack vector. But wait, the threat isn't just about raw code hacking. AI makes social engineering shockingly easy and incredibly cheap to pull off. It's noted that an AI can now go around, call up a bunch of people, literally mimic the deep fake voices of their family members, and coerce them into handing over their passwords, seed phrases, or other cryptographic keys. Social engineering has always been a huge attack vector in crypto, but AI just made it infinitely faster and cheaper to execute on a massive scale against everyday retail users. Because of all this, it's really no surprise who takes the absolute brunt of the risk. The companies holding the most capital. We're talking about major exchanges and trading apps where customers deposit massive pools of funds. They face exponentially higher risks compared to decentralized protocols simply because they are fixed, centralized honeypots. If AI gets better at finding flaws in their building blocks, it creates massive new risks for anyone storing their crypto on those specific retail services. Section 4. Defending with AI tools. It is time to fight fire with fire. So how do we actually protect user funds? Anthropic advises a few proactive methods: drastically shorten patch cycles, tighten enforcement windows, and mandate auto updates across the board. But the real game changer? Preemptive internal AI scanning. Companies have to adopt a totally AI-forward mindset by constantly checking their own internal code against these threats before they ever emerge into the wild. There's this incredible irony to our modern tech landscape right now. Because centralized exchanges are so vulnerable, they are investing heavily in fighting back. If autonomous AI agents are going to attack these platforms, then crypto companies like Coinbase absolutely must leverage their own AI agents to defend against them. You kind of have to look at it going both ways. AI is simultaneously creating the ultimate new class of attack and a completely necessary new class of defense. Finally, Section 5, Strategic Risks for Execs. What does this mean for the people actually running these major crypto platforms? For executives, the strategic reality right now is super simple. The AI cat is officially out of the bag. Every single day, someone innovates on an AI model, and the very next day, that exact model is improved upon by someone else across the globe. The knowledge sharing is happening in real time. You literally cannot put this technology back in the box. Executives just have to accept it, which means their entire security organizations have to completely level up their strategies overnight. Which leads to a pretty wild dynamic. Major exchanges are inevitably going to be buying security solutions from the exact same tech giants that created these AI problems in the first place. Now, to be fair, they won't be doing it totally alone. There's also an incredible amount of free open source work being done right now by brilliant developers worldwide to build decentralized defenses. But while this tech is ultimately a net benefit, there is for sure going to be a very real and tense struggle period right now as companies scramble to adapt. So we are left with this final, incredibly provocative thought to ponder. If AI is rapidly becoming both the ultimate autonomous attacker, scaling low-cost social engineering, and the ultimate preemptive internal defender, who actually wins this crypto arms race? It's a massive, high-stakes question that every major exchange is currently rushing to answer before the next huge vulnerability drops. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope it brought some vital clarity to a super complex topic. Catch you next time.